Hello again, FlossTube, YouTube, Stitchers everywhere. I had a comment this morning by XX Court R5877, and they were wondering, is there a tutorial on how to do conversions, or is it a do-it-yourself kind of thing? And I thought, wow. Nobody has made a video yet that I know of about the process of having to make a conversion, and so I thought what a great idea for a video, so I got right on it. So hopefully this answers your question. For myself, my own experience, I can't speak for others on how they do it, but the general principle of it is the same basic thing. Your project is charted in this colors and you want to do it in this colors instead, and so you just kind of swap it around and play with it until it looks right. A good example I have for that process would be I'll be working on the Lithia conversion of Celtic Summer. Now this is what Celtic Summer looks like originally. And I'm hoping that the camera's picking that up okay. So she's in very pale robin egg blue and purples. Now I have since utilized the purples for this project into another project. So unfortunately I don't have those to give a demonstration for, but this is what I have converted that project into. And in a moment I will show the process of how I did that. So the first thing that you're going to need if you're going to be attempting to do conversions is one of these. I think now it comes like this. I got the newer one just because I think it has some different colors in it now, but I could be wrong. I haven't really looked at this one too closely. This one has, I'll hold it out, it has the printed, it's just on paper, but it has a printed picture of all the colors of the DMC floss. And this one I like a lot better because it has the actual thread samples. And you can see there's thread wound around each little thing. Now to do it, as you can see, it's got all the colors, but for the Lithia, what I found was it was very easy to match the needle paints, sorry, which were these colors of the turquoise in her dress, and you just kind of lay them down and match to the different shades that you'd like to have instead. So having the DMC color card makes it so much simpler because you see at a glance how many colors you have to work with, and are you going to need to make blends, and a lot of times that is pretty much the case. You are going to need to make blended threads to get enough shades. Now this particular pattern called for 6 of these turquoises. They all range from dark to light. The colors that I chose for her dress, I only have 5 of, but there is a blend. I do have a blend in there. And I'm just going to kind of lay it down. Here, I'm sorry this is not more advanced, but I'll just kind of show you how you would kind of lay it down from dark to light to match your colors. And see if your tone values are pretty close, or at least, if you're going lighter or darker, that's your preference too. But at least you get, kind of the goal is to get a symbol for every, color, so you know you kind of need to fill in. But I'm just going to take the camera here and kind of show you this. You would kind of match them up accordingly to how you'd want that. And I think in here is where I have a blend or two. But yeah. That is how you do it. It's I'm just gonna put you guys back. It's a lot of trial and error to see if your colors are gonna work, you know, how they're gonna actually materialize in person versus, you know, just kind of the idea in your mind. So there is some frogging. It's kind of a part of the process. You're going to have frogging. It's, you know, what I like to do when I start a conversion, and I'll kind of show an example here, is I'll try to pick an area where a lot of the colors are being used. Now for these Celtic ladies, I think the starting point is kind of toward the back of her skirt, like right up at the top, kind of like where her elbow is. I like to get there, work my way over, and then figure out the undersleeve here and the top sleeve, because those are going to have the majority of your colors. So the first thing that I figured out on her was her top sleeve, and then down into here for the bottom part of her sleeve. Those are the majority of the colors that are going to be used in that project, and I don't have to do a major amount of work or a major amount of frogging to see if the colors that I picked are going to work. So I guess my recommendation is to pick an area where most of the colors are used so you can see how they're going to look without having to invest a lot of time into that project and find out that, yuck, it doesn't work. The other tools that are really great to have, Mill Hill also makes a bead chart, and it has like all of their glass beads, the crystal treasures, you know, it has all of those things, so that kind of helps with converting your beads that are going to be used in your project that are not necessarily going to match the old colors. This is really nice to kind of give you a general idea what you need to look for to match the new colors that you want to change your project into. I really like having these, but at the same time, if you're able to get to an LNS or somewhere like that where you can actually see the beads, your own eye is going to be your best judgment. So if you can see them in person, then you'll know way better than, you know, printed pieces of paper or, you know, little samples of thread. I don't have the Krennic sample card or whatever they call that. I don't have one of those yet, so Krennic is something that I struggle with. And how I get around that situation is I would just take the project down with me to an LNS, see what they have, and kind of go from there. They usually have the sample card or the master list or whatever in their bookwork, and they're really good about showing it. So, you know, there's always that option, but I would like to order my own someday. It'd probably save me a lot of trouble, but, you know, for things like the Celtic ladies, they have gold or silver. So, I mean, that's pretty basic. Other projects call for, you know, different colors, and that, you know, carries its own, you know, hurdle to jump over. But nothing that, you know, you can't figure out if you just, you know, see it in front of you. So that's kind of how I go about tackling a conversion. Other people probably have their own method of how they do it, and it would be really awesome to get a lot of, you know, videos out there that explain it. I get asked this question a lot on my blog, and a lot of times in the cross stitch conversions group on Facebook. People have a lot of questions on how to do the conversion itself. It's not that hard, but it helps to have a few tools to kind of guide you on your way. I guess for lack of a better way to explaining it, and that would be the DMC color card. This is probably stop number one to make conversions a heck of a lot easier. Just whatever version you get, whether it's the floss one or the printed one, at least it's something, you know. But ultimately, when you get the thread into the project is when you will know if those colors will work. And with that in mind, I want to thank you all for watching, and I wish you all the best of luck with making your own conversions. I love conversions. I've yet in what, I don't know, let's see, I have to think back how many years I've been stitching. 17, 18 years. I think it's 18. I think. Yeah, I was pregnant with Jake. So around 18 years, and I have yet to leave a pattern alone. I don't know, I think it's a disease. I can't help myself from changing it. But you know, that, you know, brings surprises too. So anyway, hopefully we'll see some more people kind of address this topic. That would be awesome. I want to thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to have the feedback. It's kind of a spur of the moment video here. I thought, well, I'm going to tackle this one right away, so I didn't really have time to think about it. So if I've left any holes or open areas or, you know, whatever that wasn't covered, please tell me, and I'll try to help you along as best I can. So thank you all again, and I'll catch you later. Bye.